Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Arun So. Today I will show you how to make Judge King wine tutorial. Let's watch. Hello guys, இப்போ நம்ம இங்க பார்க்க போறது Hello guys, இப்போ நம்ம இங்க பார்க்க போறது action.
Let's jump into After Effects, then import the footages, 3 footages, just drag and drop. Then after importing the footages, this is the first footage, we go into edit. Then drag into the new comp. This is 1080 HD. Then move the slider to starting point of the clip. That is where the action is started. Then up to the freeze point. Then press Ctrl Shift D to split, then time and freeze frame. After doing it, we get the result like this. Now we are going to create a loading icon. For this, we first create a solid layer, that is a square, so 1080 into 1080. Then pre-compose it, move all attributes, then OK. Now go to the comp, then go to composition settings and make it a square, that is 1080, then OK. Now go to the mask, then select circle and double click it. Before double click, select the layer, then double click the spherical mask. We get a perfect circle. Then select the layer and select the mask, then go to edit and duplicate it. We get another mask, then subtract. Now go to the second mask, then go to expansion and decrease a little bit to get the loading icon like that. Then add a new solid, right click new, then solid, make it as gray color, then OK. Now copy the mask from the white layer to and paste it to gray layer. To do this, select the mask 1 and 2, then Ctrl C, press Ctrl C or edit and then click copy, then select the gray layer, then Ctrl V to copy the both mask layers, both mask. Then we apply radial wipe effect, transition radial wipe. Then when we play with the completion, we get a loading icon that reveal the white portion. To get a random loading movement, just play with the keyframes of the radial completion. Press U to the keyframe effects. Just play like this. If you are beginners, it gives some little bit confusion, but watch carefully. We can see these are all keyframes. When we move here and there, it becomes a random movement. Now go to the parent comp, then rename it as loading icon. That's it. Because inside this comp we make the loading icon. Naming is very important to get a confusionless editing. Then now cut the layer by Windows key, press begin bracket to get the beginning point to the cursor point. Now it's okay. I am little bit slow in English, so apologize. Then make a new comp for laptop. By drag it to the new comp, it is easy. This is the laptop comp. Now go to the parent composition, then copy the two layers that is going to display on the laptop screen. So copy it and paste it to the laptop comp. Then resize it. After copying the two items, then go to composition settings and make the preset to 1080 HD, HD TV 1080p. Click it. Then change the frame rate to 23.976. Okay. Now select the two items and position it to fill the frame. Then pre-compose it. Select the two items, then right click, pre-compose. Then name it as laptop screen. Then give OK. Now scale down little bit to fit the laptop screen. Scale down, then position to the laptop screen. Then drag the layer below the laptop layer, like that. Now it is like displaying the laptop screen like this. We get the comp for nearly 5 to 6 seconds, so it is okay. Now this is the second footage we going to edit. It is just a newspaper. with different textures. Don't get a plain textured image. It is difficult to tracking. So random textured newspaper is recommended. Shoot it like that, then close. Watch this carefully. This is the important section of this tutorial, because all the others are easy. This is a little bit conflict. So now we are going to track the newspaper. For this, select the layer, then click the tracker panel, go to tracker, then click track motion. Now this is the tracking point, first tracking point. Select the edge, then tick the rotation and scale. Then move the other tracking point to other random textured image. Increase the size of the box to get accurate tracking. But little bit slow when the box increases its size. Then click track. If you get the proper tracking of the newspaper, then we get the effect easily, because the newspaper tracked the laptop image. So the tracking is very important in this effect. Now okay, we get the tracking. Then we going to create a null object, right? So right click, new, null object, then rename it as track. That is this is the tracking data containing the null. So now select the video, then go to the tracker panel and edit, then track, then OK. Now the tracking data applied to the track null, then click apply. Now make the null object as 3D. Turn on the 3D switch like that. Then edit, then OK, then click apply. OK. Now the tracking null is sticked to the newspaper due to our tracking data. Now laptop's comp, parent it to null, scale it up to align or hide the newspaper like that. Align it up little bit, scale it up to perfectly hide the newspaper. The newspaper will not seen by the audience. Then parent it to the track null object. Now we get a nice smooth look like a laptop in our hand. It is by trial and error method, so please practice it. We get a nice effect. Go to the point where the newspaper is closing. At that point, split the laptop layer. Now we are going to align the laptop layer with the newspaper in my hand. So click the stopwatch on the scale. Then increase or decrease to hide the newspaper. At that point where the hand is closing, then to the beginning of the comp, just increase the scale to hide the newspaper. Now play the video by pressing 0 on the keyboard to get the RAM preview. When the hand moves to close the laptop, at that point split the laptop comp by pressing Ctrl Shift D on the keyboard. In that point the hand is closing, so move the slider at that point, then click, then enter, then press Ctrl Shift D to split the layer, then remove the parenting on the splitting new layer to none, so that it didn't move. So select the new layer, then draw the mask to cut the screen alone. So take the pen tool, then cut out the screen individually, then copy and rename it as a screen. Because we are going to close the laptop, so we split into screen and keyboard, then select the screen layer, then edit and duplicate it, or Ctrl plus D to duplicate. Now solo the second layer, then move the mask to cut out the laptop keyboard like that, then remove the solo. Now it is renamed as keyboard, KEYBOARD. This is keyboard layer. Now these two layers are 3D, so we going to animate the rotation, X rotation of the two layers. First of all, we move the anchor point to the common anchor point at the middle of the two layers. That is gap between the screen and the keyboard. Now we going to animate the rotation, X rotation. So go to X rotation by pressing R. Now click the keyframes on all the rotation. It is enough to click the stopwatch on X rotation only. X rotation is used to closing the laptop. At the same time, we animate the animate both the layer to close the. Now go to opacity by press T, then decrease it to 50. We are going to align the laptop with the closing newspaper, so that this is the closing newspaper. So according to the newspaper, we going to animate the screen and the keyboard layer. By this, we are going to close the two layers at the same time by play with the X rotation, like that. Then finish these two layers at this point. Align with the closing newspaper. It is very important. Then turn back the opacity to 100. Then finish these two layers by Alt end bracket, because laptop is no more. The laptop turned into newspaper like this. I turned the resolution to quarter so that it renders fastly. It is very complicated, but you capturing the concept, it is very easy. I turn the viewer brightness a little bit. Now when we play the video, we get the nice result like this. After that, rename it as go to the project panel and rename the comp. To avoid confusion, we renaming is essential. So lap to paper, I named it. Now it automatically turns in the composition layer, composition panel. Now rename this comp to loading frame or loading footage, like that. This is the third and fourth shot we going to edit. The two shots are on the same video in my video. So drag it to new comp. Then rename it as like this. In the dress reveal comp, we going to edit like jump cuts. The actor, this is the first first footage, then duplicate it. Now duplicate the layer, then drag the layer to get the next part, that is I tone the t-shirt. Align it like when the first footage ends, we starts with the second footage. Align it carefully by frame. Cut it. It depends upon your footage. It is vary from mine to yours. Then align it. Now when we play it, we get nice effect like this. Now trim comp to work area. That's it. Then create new comp and name it as final, because we going to create the final comp by editing the 3 composition. Drag the first comp, that is loading footage. Increase some duration, then OK. Now this is the editing part. The VFX part is over. Now it is the editing part. The VFX part is almost over. So we are going to align the 3 composition to finish the video. Now drag the 3 comps like that, then align it. This is like jump cut, but finally we going to fix. This is the posing part, so split this layer by pressing Ctrl Shift D on the keyboard. Press Ctrl Shift D to split the layer, then freeze the time to get the still image and rename it as pose still or still pose, like that. Now drag it to some duration. Now take the pen tool and mask the character. This is the posing still layer. Don't mask it on the footage. This is the still layer. Not mask it with the shadow on the wall. If we miss the shadow, it will be something rude. Now drag the dress reveal comp closer by window key plus begin bracket, then drag it to the bottom as BG. Now when he hits me, the pose layer will fall. So first of all, anchor point, move the anchor point to the bottom of the pose layer, because when we rotate a layer, it rotates based on the anchor point. This is like axis of the wheel. Then play with the X rotation by clicking stopwatch on the X rotation, then move on to some frames. It will fall. It is suddenly fall, so increase the distance between the two keyframes. To get a slower animation like this. By selecting the two keyframes, press F9 for easy ease. That is smooth, give smooth animation, give smoothness to the animation like that. After doing all, move the slider and press N to end the timeline. Press N, then right click and that's not important. Now when we play the animation, we get the output like this. All of the effects are done correctly, but in the first footage we get the jump cut, so we going to fix it. Now go to composition settings and decrease the width and height to 720p, so that we will give camera animation. To do this, to remove the jump cut between the two composition, we should align it up like that. Animate the position and scale of keyframes. Select the top layer, then bring down the opacity to 50. It helps to align it with the bottom frame. Bring down the opacity to 50 so that it gets some transparency. Then we already click the stopwatch on the position and the scale, so it records the animation on these two. So align it with the bottom like that. Now bring back the opacity to 100. Now it's okay. Then when we play the animation by pressing 0 on the keyboard, we get the ramp preview like this. That's it. But this has no camera shake effect. To give some reality to the footage, we give some camera shake. So we're going to create, for this effect, we're going to create a null object that is parent of all the layers. So right click and create a new null object. Then select all the other layers, then parent it to the null. Then go to position by pressing P, then click stopwatch. Then focusing the subject, move the null by move the camera by moving the null object. It is very helpful to focusing the subject in the middle, because when we make wine, the video should turns into square frames. So always keep the subject to the middle of the frame. After aligning the positions of the video, we going to add some camera shake effect. To add camera shake, hold down null and click the stopwatch again. Then add wiggle expression, WIGGLE, then open bracket 2,20, then close the bracket. I don't use a external plugin for camera shake, but Real Shake is the plugin for the camera shake. If you want, you use it and select the motion blur on all the layers, then top click the motion blur button. Now we get the realistic CG effect like magic. That's it. Thank you for watching. This is Arun SV. Feel free to comment if you like our video. Share it. Sharing is caring. So never forget to share. Never forget to subscribe.
If you feel any trouble on this tutorial, please comment below. Then never forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. This is Arun SV. Stay tuned. For more tutorials in After Effects, especially Zatch King Wines, stay connected with me in Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We will meet you next time. Bye.